Okay, the Cleveland Browns get more encouraging Deshaun Watson news, and we're going to break it all down. And it's really exciting if you're a Cleveland Browns fan. If you're new and you're kind of tuning in, like, what? Why does this guy have all kinds of Detroit Lions gear on? What's going on? Our main channel is Sports Talk Detroit, but we have this channel covering a couple teams that we really like that we feel like just don't get the love nationally, kind of get ignored by the national media. And so we really like diving into those teams. So if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, you definitely want to subscribe. You kind of get an unbiased look into your team from a fan of a franchise that's kind of similar. So would love if you would subscribe. And now if you look at Deshaun Watson. Now, if we look at the Cleveland Browns offseason as a whole so far, some good trades, get a receiver. You've got a few strategic type moves. You have to deal with Deshaun Watson's contract. There's some things that are going on, kind of nuts and bolts of the offseason, but get a new offensive coordinator. But all of that is whatever compared to Deshaun Watson. Didn't play last year. First year he doesn't really play. Second year he gets injured. Now it's like, all right, he has got to be the guy. If he's not, then it's just going to be another rocky season, and who knows? If he gets injured, then it's just like, well, we'll just try to patch this together, but it'll end like it did this year. So it all hinges on Deshaun Watson. You gave up a lot for him, fully guaranteed contract, all these things we know. So here's the encouraging news when it comes to Deshaun Watson. If you're like me, right, just being honest, it's like, what's up with this guy? I thought he was good, but I don't know if he is. Is he kind of weird? Like, what's with the massage thing? And I don't know. Just kind of like, is he your guy that's going to lead your franchise? This guy, like, what? It's kind of weird. But if you've noticed, he's whoops, I didn't mean to pull that up. We'll go back to that in a second. He's got a podcast now that if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, it's must listen to. It's called QB Unplugged. Deshaun Watson and Njoku was on there. Stefanski was on there, and you get to listen and hear from Deshaun Watson. So I'm not going to play it for you. You can go check it out. But this is my first point on Deshaun Watson, how you continue to get encouraging news about him. As you listen to him on there, it's like, you know what? My bad. I kind of judged you before I really knew you. As I listen to him break down film, talk to his teammates, talk about the game. It's like, oh man, we got something here, right? If you're a Browns fan, you're like, this guy gets it. I don't think he's a super weirdo. And forget about the massage stuff. I'm kind of combining those two, but it almost felt like, did his teammates like him? I just, it's hard to understand and to read. So we're going to get back to the podcast stuff here in just a second. But first, don't forget, if you have to look at it, there's the throwing shoulder injury that he suffered in week 10. Now he had surgery that remains in the rehab process, but on the podcast he said we're in a great spot. We're right where we need to be. That's good news number 1, right? Like that was a major injury, but he's all good, moving in the right direction. So there's good news number 1. Good news number 2, we were just talking about it. If you listen to him on the podcast, he talks about how he likes to start games, how he likes to have games called. It's even him and his coach talking about how they want to operate together, what Stefanski likes to call for him, right? So again, there's a lot on there, and it's must listen if you're a Cleveland Browns fan. Not yet, don't leave just yet. But if you're a Browns fan, you're listening to him talk football, and you're like, that's very encouraging. I don't know what I was expecting, right? For him, just like, I don't know anything. No, but to hear him talk and I think it's the best thing he could do is get on this podcast just for his overall, just like, hey, I'm a normal dude. Like, I'm not here trying to win football games. I'm really good. Like, don't forget that I'm really good. And speaking of that, let's take a look. You look back at his stats. He had a couple years there where it was just like, man, this is it. This dude's got it. And so let me pull up his stats here in just a second. I'm trying to find where we can kind of just look at it all encompassing. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So Deshaun Watson, his rookie year, pretty solid. Hold on. It's not pulling up. Stand by. All right, his rookie year pretty solid, but then his second and third year, the guy was out of control, and it was awesome to see. But then, man, really, the injuries, the trade, the acquisitions, and all that stuff, it kind of got in his way. Okay, oh shoot, it broke it down. Sorry, I'm stumbling on this one. I'm stumbling. Let's get it. I'll pull it up. Don't worry. Don't stay there. Don't move. um Okay, this will just have to work like this. I don't like it. Deshaun Watson. Okay, 2017 rookie year. 2018, 19, and 20. Look at that completion percentage. High 60s. That's just what you want. 2022 rocky and weird. 2023 he started off things were firing 5-1, but no, right? Like injuries gone. 2021 didn't play. But you go back to this 2018, 2019 season, about 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns on average, right? 10 interceptions, a QB rating right around 100. That's it. That's what they're looking for with the new offensive coordinator. What you're looking for is, man, just play smart. Just use your legs, use your athleticism. He talked about it. He talked about having plays scripted, and he talked about how he doesn't really like that just because teams adapt and now you're stuck with your 15 plays that you're going to do. It's like, now we don't need to do that. Because he said, I'm a little bit more athletic. I can go off the cuff a little bit. And I think I'd like to see more of that this year. And I think we will. And it's not the unscripted stuff. It's more scripted rollouts, play action stuff that Deshaun Watson can really thrive in. So again, if you're a Browns fan, this season is all about Deshaun Watson. It just is. You're good enough defensively. You've got enough pieces offensively. Let's go out there and play. You've got Deshaun Watson that has to play well. The good news is injury-wise, seems like he's going to be just fine. Second thing, he knows the game. His teammates like him. He's got a new offensive coordinator. His head coach is a good coach. Let's go. Right? Like let's go play and have a great season. It doesn't matter who's in the division. It doesn't matter the AFC. It matters Deshaun Watson stay healthy, plays well, and the Cleveland Browns can do some good things this year and it'll be really exciting and they'll be relevant, just like the Lions. That's all we want. Can we just be relevant? Can we just be in games? And clearly Lions and Browns are heading that direction. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one. If you're new, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we love covering teams that don't get the love nationally like they should. And make sure you subscribe if you've watched a few videos by now. We'd love it. We're on the road to 20,000, and we'll see all of you on the next one.